Hey, I'm Cass.
And I'm Scout.
And welcome to another episode of We're Just Doing Our Best.
Yep, because that's just what we're doing. Welcome back. It's a little bit more normal this week.
Yeah, not as spooky.
Yeah, not as spooky. But really excited. We've never done a podcast together, so this is fun.
No, I know.
Yeah.
We're going to see how it works.
For some reason, everyone wanted us to do one together.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh.
Apparently, it's because we both talk a lot.
Yeah, but I almost feel like that's worse if we both talk too much.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So one of us is going to have to.
We're just going to keep cutting each other off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just then. Okay, well, we're getting excited for Thanksgiving. I feel like Scout, we're giving like sweater, cozy,
No, we are giving like
vibes.
cozy fall. I will say it's like pretty hard to do that in San Diego though. There's not really sweater weather here.
No, but in this office there is, because everyone likes to keep the AC to like 62 degrees, so it's freezing in here. So I get to use my sweaters. So it works out.
So I guess we do get to do it. Yeah. It's also National Cake Day.
Yeah.
Which is just like
I know
crazy.
I'm gonna get haters for this, but I don't like cake. I just feel like of all the desserts, there's so many better options. Is that Nez's birthday cake?
Yeah. You know what?
Did you ask her?
Yeah, I did. I told her that we can eat some, but I guess it will just be me.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of cake. I can do ice cream cake or like cookie cake, just not cake.
So what's your favorite dessert?
My favorite dessert is a chocolate chip cookie, but it has to be made at home. I don't like store-bought cookies. I'm like very picky with my desserts, because if I'm gonna eat something sweet, it may as well be something I love. I like certain ice creams, but I really don't get in the mood for that. Like maybe like once every 3 months or something I want some. Same thing with like Oreos and stuff like that. I'm not a fan of like the icing inside. I like Oreo thins because I think it has the perfect balance. Like double stuffed looks disgusting to me.
That's weird.
And regular Oreos is not it's not my thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, it needs to be, the Oreo thins I think are the perfect amount though. Yeah, like I think Oreo thins are by far like way better than regular.
Does everyone think this?
Yeah. Raise of hands who likes Oreo thins better. No one else likes Oreo thins better. I think they're so much better.
For context, one person raised their hand, so I think that I've been vindicated because I understand sometimes having the double stuffed be too much. Also, they've now made like triple stuffed and like crazy amounts.
Yeah, it's gross.
But I do think that it's crazy to like the thins the most.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know how some people, like when we were kids or maybe as adults, I don't know, they'd like open the Oreos and they'd only eat the icing?
Yeah.
Like I would rather open the Oreo and only eat the cookie. I mean, I don't do that on the regular.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
And like if I'm getting something like that, I'd probably get like a Snickers over that. Like,
no, that's fair.
I've never tried a Ho-Ho. I've never tried a Twinkie. All those things.
Like maybe processed sugar.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of like processed sugars and stuff.
That's fair.
Which it's like I have a sweet tooth, but I also just think it's so easy to go overboard and then you just feel like kind of gross.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah. I feel like cake day is fun.
Chocolate molten lava cake though. Frick me up.
See, you just went on a whole tangent of how you don't like sugar, and then you just chose like one of the richest sugar things.
Okay, but that's the point. Is like I have a huge
but it's
sweet
like a chocolate
tooth. I
thing.
love sugar. I have a big sweet tooth. I'm very into chocolate though. Yeah. And even then, like I don't want the store bought like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like very particular. Like I feel like I can look at it and see. And it's not like I hate cake either. It's just if I'm gonna have something sweet, may as well and that's bad for me, I may as well make it something I really like, you know?
No, I actually do. I do get that. I actually understand that. It's, like that's something that I do when I'm eating out. Sometimes is like if I'm looking at 2 different places to go. And one place is like $5 more, and it's like a little bit nicer. It's gonna be better food. I'm kind of like, if I'm spending the money, if I'm leaving my apartment, if I'm eating out, I might as well
definitely
get kind of the nicer food. So that makes sense.
But that's actually why I love Thanksgiving. Is my Aunt Terry makes all these pies, so we make pies together, and I love pie. So that is my thing.
Okay, so you what's your favorite pie?
Oh, gosh, she makes this chocolate pie that's really good. Oh my God, no. Peanut butter pie. It's my grandma's recipe, and it is the most delicious thing I've ever had in my life. It is so freaking good.
Interesting. I've never had that yet.
Yeah, no, I've never had it anywhere but her house. But I'm actually gonna make it this Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your Thanksgiving plans? Do you have anything fun?
No, it's kind of sad. I actually can't go home for Thanksgiving. It's really sad because I can't like do like it's just so close to Christmas. I can't do both. So this is my first year that I won't be with any family on Thanksgiving. And Tommy, my boyfriend, will also be going to see his family. So I will just be kind of hanging out in the apartment by myself. But I am gonna make myself my own little mini Thanksgiving meal and stuff.
That's very cute.
Yeah, you know, I could make it sad, but honestly, I think it's nice to dedicate some time. Plus, like, I'm sure there's a lot of students out there. Not everyone can go home for Thanksgiving and stuff, so it's definitely hard. It's like weird to change my traditions, but you know, like my Aunt Terry does this big giant Thanksgiving in her garage, and she has a policy where she invites anyone who doesn't have a place to be in the neighborhood or anywhere in my town, like even if they don't know us, she invites them. So
that's really cute.
So it ends up being like 60 people shoved in her garage or something, and it's not like a big garage either. I think it's like a double car one, but it's not like huge.
That's so
and
nice.
We set it up, and she cooks for everyone, and she just like wants to make sure no one spends it alone. So I think we have really great traditions, but also ever since COVID and like there's some issues, like one of my cousins has celiac now, so it makes it more complicated to eat food, and like there's different things that have just changed our changed our traditions over the years. But I think I don't know, I feel like it gives you the opportunity to make new ones, you know?
No, very true. Like I feel like I feel like what's really fun, especially for like our students, like I feel like what's nice is like Thanksgiving's kind of just become like a holiday just for like giving things around you, whether that means that you can go home or you are going to do it like with a smaller group. Like I think that's totally fine. I also think it's so fun to like talk about other people's like traditions, just because like families have such different ways of like going about it. Like my family went out to eat for Thanksgiving. Like my mom does not really like to cook, but what's funny is I feel like a lot of people would hear that and be like, oh my god, that's like so sad. But when I was younger, it was still exactly how I feel, because like, you know, like when you're younger and you're in elementary school and they would have you like make the turkeys or like make like decorations for your table. The restaurant that we went to is my dad's really good friend's restaurant. We've always gone there for Thanksgiving. That is the tradition. And when we were younger, they used to let us decorate the table. So like my mom would go early and decorate the table, and like I've always actually very much enjoyed that. Like we do like a Christmas Day dinner at home. Like it's not like we've never cooked in our lives, but like for some reason with Thanksgiving, like we were either like on a vacation or like if we were back home, it was always at this one restaurant, and the restaurant has changed areas, but like it's always been like the same guy. And so I feel like it's still super fun.
Well, I think it's different because, you know, I feel like this applies to a lot of different aspects in life. Like you see this typical American like Thanksgiving, like where it's like you have this big turkey and like you have all these people around a table and stuff. But I think what is like, not to be like so soppy, but like I think really comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that everyone has their own traditions that just make it special. So I think like that's a great memory for you. And like, you know, I don't think it's sad at all because you're still spending like time with people you love.
No, exactly.
And like honestly, I mean, I'm considered also, I think I might find like a soup kitchen or something to volunteer at, because I also used to do that with my aunt sometimes. And we'd volunteer for this place in my town called Table of Plenty, where we fed like the homeless or people who are struggling. And I think the way I like to think of Thanksgiving is a time to be dedicated, to be grateful, and like, you know, just thankful for everything you have. And if this is a year where I decide that I'm going to just spend that time giving back to other people who maybe don't have the same opportunities and the same things that I do, I think that's a nice way to spend it too.
No, I think that's really true. I think that's something that kind of I would also like to hope to do. And then also, like, if you guys want to do something similar, like go to our resource database. We're going to have a little bit more like Thanksgiving themed volunteer opportunities.
There's Meals on Wheels volunteer opportunities on there. I think they're in different states, but like that's a great place as well. I think start. Honestly, just find any like local like food soup kitchen or like something like that, like anything that you can do to help.
No, exactly.
I've even considered just like making a bunch of soup and like passing it. I live near downtown, so there's a lot of homeless people around my apartment complex, and just like passing out warm meals to them and stuff. Because
very true.
You know, I could spend the time feeling sorry for myself that I'm going to be alone, but at the end of the day, like some people are going to be alone all the time or don't have like the same abilities to like cook a nice meal for themselves like I do. So it's nice to just share that joy a little bit, and that's a great way to, you know, enjoy it as well.
Yeah, very true. Okay, so now that we've been talking a little bit, I was thinking that we could first talk about, just to kind of add in a little bit of our college and student stuff. Okay, so we're going to play a little bit of a game. It's what Thanksgiving dish is each major.
Okay, this
so
is fun.
I guess I'll read out the names first. We can even, I don't know, put them right there. Like if you have a good. Okay, so these are the dishes we have. We have turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, green bean casserole, sweet potatoes, and pumpkin pie. And then the majors we have are business, engineering, art, poli-sci, biology, communications, psych.
Okay, I think I have it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm going to say for turkey, I'm going to say engineering, just because I feel like it's kind of the star of the show a little bit. It's not for everyone, though. I think it can be a little bit tough. And so can turkey. And, you know, it can be a little dry as well, because engineering classes are a lot of math and it's a lot of work. And I feel like it can be hard. What is it? Hard to chew?
Hard to swallow.
Hard to swallow. There we go. Can be hard to swallow.
Yeah. No,
what do you think for turkey?
I mean, I was like, I was thinking communications for turkey, just because I feel like turkey can be used in a lot of different ways. Communications is kind of broad in the nicest way. It's like a little bit more bland.
I would almost argue that it's not bland because they have so many different like things that they can go into and focus on.
But like, no, I feel like communications, like the reason why it works with turkey is because it actually applies to a lot of stuff and could relate to probably the most amount of jobs.
Yeah.
Like you can probably put communications in the most amount of jobs. And I feel like with turkey, majority of people will eat it at Thanksgiving. We'll get into that later. But like, and so I feel like it kind of works and it kind of bleeds into everything. But I don't know, because I also think that another thing works for communications. But we can kind of just move on.
Okay, what do you think for stuffing?
Stuffing, I think, is business.
I think it's business too.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think it's because business also encapsulates a lot of inner workings of different jobs in the world.
Well,
and I feel like stuffing is like stuffed in, you know, like, I don't know. I just feel like
I completely agree.
Yeah, it just works.
Yeah, stuffing is stuffed in. You know? It's stuffed into all kinds of different areas of your life.
Yeah, like it's always there.
Yeah, so we agree there. Mashed potatoes, I actually put mashed potatoes for communications just because I think, like you said, communications is so versatile. Like you have so many different things you can use it for, and I feel the same way with potatoes.
No, I agree. I think you're right. I think I'm gonna switch mine. Engineering, turkey, mashed potatoes, communications, because I really don't have something for engineering.
Okay.
So I feel like that works.
Okay. And then cranberry sauce.
Okay, so cranberry sauce, I'm thinking art.
I'm putting it for art too. That is crazy.
And the reason why I'm putting art is because I feel like cranberry sauce, I don't know, like maybe I'm wrong, because again, I did not really grow up like eating food with a lot of people at Thanksgiving or like big family meals. But I feel like cranberry sauce is always there. But like it depends on how, like I feel like it's more selective of people who like it. And I feel like art is a very selective major. Also, for some reason, I'm just thinking like art red.
No, I get
like
that.
Red paint. I don't know.
Okay, the reason I was thinking for art was because cranberry sauce, the way that I use it is you kind of drizzle it on a different, like on turkey, but you drizzle it on like a few different things on Thanksgiving dinner. And I do think art is kind of embedded in different things. But I also look at it as it looks very sweet, which I think art is like an amazing major if you're very passionate about art. But of course, it can be difficult to find careers. Like it can be. To find careers depending, unless you want to be like an art professor. If you want to go into like making art professionally, like it is tough the same way as singing and other like performing arts are.
And in like every TV show, people are always looking for cranberry sauce, and it's always out at the supermarket.
Well, that was so random. But cranberry sauce, it also has a little bit of like a bitter twang to it, I guess, because the cranberries. So I think that's a little bit like it's a really great addition, but I also think it has a little bit of bitterness just because it can be really difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to be very passionate and very into it to make art work for you.
Okay. And then green bean casserole.
Biology.
Yeah, I'm also thinking biology. I've actually, I don't think I've ever had a green bean casserole. I don't know. Again, you guys are talking to someone who Actually, no, I think I have, and I don't think it's bad. I just think that, like,
it's not the star for me. It's not
Yeah.
what I would grab. Out of this list, it's not what I would grab and put on my plate. I also think green bean casserole, like, I don't know. I put it as biology because, like, I was a journalism major. I failed biology. I didn't fail it, but I got, like, a C in biology. Like,
Yeah.
it was not...
no, we're both not science, not science
and I
people.
tried really hard. I commend people who love biology, and I also think green bean casserole is one of those things where I think some people die for, like they love it so much, and then some people are just like kind of indifferent, don't really care.
Yeah.
So I feel that way about biologists. Like I feel like that's a specific kind of science too.
Very
that
true.
You have to be like super dedicated.
I agree. What about sweet potatoes?
Sweet potatoes I put for psychology just because I think psychology, like communications, which was mashed potatoes, like communication, psychology is kind of, it can be applied to a lot of different areas of in careers, or like a lot of different careers and like areas of your life. But I think it's a little bit more specific. Like I think I've known a lot of people that go from communications to a psychology major because they wanted to get more into that realm, I guess. And I think sweet potatoes are like that. Again, I think some people absolutely love them. And some people it's not for them. So I don't know. I would say that has a little bit more, it's a little bit more specific than communications, but it still can be applied to a lot of different areas.
Yeah. No, that's fair. No, I agree. I mean, I honestly just did sweet potatoes for psych because I want to do the other one. I want to do political science for pumpkin pie. So it was kind of just like the last one for me. Yeah. Sorry, psych.
But well, and were you not political science? I felt like you were.
So I was in political science. I have like an idea of why pumpkin. So for pumpkin pie, I would choose political science. I was not political science. I was politics. It's a little bit different. Not to get into the full wide array of things, but if you're applying to colleges and you see that there's a major called politics, it's a little bit different. It's more based in political theory. Political science is based in like statistical analysis and stuff like that. I believe that political theory is better. But if I were to kind of just put politics together with political science, political theory, like all this stuff, the reason why I would do pumpkin pie is because I think that pumpkin pie, people think they like it more. No, they think that they like it, but then when they actually eat it, I don't think that they like it as much. At least that's how I feel. Like I will have pumpkin pie cravings right before Thanksgiving, and then I bite into the pumpkin pie. I'm like,
it's not what you expected.
No, it's a little bit of a disappointment. And I think one could say
and I also
that politics is a little bit similar. Like I think in theory it's good, and in practice it's not that good.
I also think it's worth noting that these are all from like personal experiences too. Well, it's just hard because I really feel like everyone feels differently. Like I am not a huge fan of turkey, but a lot of people love turkey. Like most people love turkey on Thanksgiving. And,
no, that's true.
You know, I am a big fan of stuffing, and I only like the turkey actually with the cranberry sauce on it. So
see, that's very interesting. I've never been a cranberry sauce person.
See, so it's like different perspectives, which is interesting why we picked so many of the same.
Like, what about that jelly cranberry sauce? What's up with that?
I don't like any kind of...
What is up with that? Like, actually, someone explain to me why that's a thing. Does anyone know? But, like, there's canned cranberries that you can get that are not in jelly. Like, why?
Yeah.
For what?
To show that it's canned.
What?
Yeah. You're bougie. You're bougie if you have canned.
No, like I just like for some reason like I don't really understand, because I know that there's a huge difference between getting the cranberries that are like more jellied cranberries versus like it's still in a can. It's just two different types of canned cranberries. I don't really understand it.
Okay, we need to do a speed round of what color is each high school subject. Okay, what color's math for you?
This is gonna be the worst thing for me. I have zero clue.
Math is, I think I said earlier it was something else, green. But math is green.
You thought it was green,
okay,
but that was a huge controversy within our office. So I don't know if we should have like someone step in to argue against.
I think English is blue, and that's I used to think. Okay, I go between science being blue and English being blue. Why? What do you think blue is?
Okay, blue is math. Science. Green is science.
Oh yeah, green would be science.
I know.
And red is what? Wait, red is what? English. And then blue is is math. So green is science. That makes sense.
I guess
'Cause of the
green,
green.
you're right. I guess green
Green is
does make sense as
science.
science.
And then you said, sorry,
Blue is math.
blue is
red
math.
English.
I can get
Red
behind.
just gets English. It's not really like red, but it just gets.
Yeah, because I just don't.
I
That's
think
the
that-
reason I'm rearranging it because
Or
red
black.
doesn't seem like English, and English was
I
my
would do
favorite
black for
subject.
English, too.
So I'm like, I can't give it red. That's what I said. I think blue is English.
I think
yes,
red is math.
Science I can get behind being green. Red I think is math. I think blue is English.
What about like history
History is red.
Brown, like
Orange.
or orange? Okay. I think I have it now. Hold on.
history's
Okay.
orange. Actually,
Science.
history's orange.
Science green.
Okay.
Okay. English black. I fully believe that.
No.
I
think English is blue.
And I like the color black. That's the reason why English is black.
I like the color blue.
Wait, no. Math, I think is. I didn't like the color red, so I didn't use red.
Math
so I'm
is
going to say
red.
blue for math. Math is blue, and then what else? And then we have like history, and then history I probably
Orange.
did like purple or something. Like I didn't really like red or orange.
History's orange.
Based off your preferences, it's just facts. And you're wrong.
How is
I
it
think
facts,
you're
man?
wrong. I
did
think
like
you're wrong.
did the school give you color coded stuff for each class?
No, it's not that. No,
Yeah,
it's
no, we
not
had
that,
binders, but I still chose
Wait,
my
Scout-
binder color.
though. Scout,
Did your
it's not
school
about like
give you
choosing your
binders?
color though. It's about what it feels. It's like how Thursday feels like purple. Like, yeah. Do you not feel like Thursday feels like purple? Thursday totally feels like purple.
Wednesday is yellow. Saturday is.
No, I think
red,
Sunday's yellow.
Friday is orange.
I think Sunday's yellow.
Sunday's yellow to me. It's like,
Like happy the whole
yeah, like
we
yeah,
we
yeah. Exactly what I was thinking. You and I.
Math is red or not good at math.
No, but I'm not good at math.
I just
yeah,
didn't,
like
like
I
genuinely, I'm not gonna lie. Like every time I was buying folders, I looked at the red folder or the red notebook, and I did not want red, ever. So it's not even in my
But
thing.
it's not even about the
Apparently, Maria got
folders or
that stuff
whatever
given
you
to her from
picked.
her school. So like that's just very lucky.
But it's not like about but it's not about like choosing the color for like your like binder or something because I had different colors, I'm sure. It's more about like the feeling it gives you, you know?
yeah,
You
but
know?
wouldn't one argue that the feeling it gives me is probably
I don't like
predisposed by what I had when I was in school?
no.
Like, I think that if I always chose for a black binder for English, I would probably have the feeling that English would be a color.
The color red stresses
like
me
a
out,
nature versus
and math
nurture argument.
stresses me out. After algebra, I didn't know what was happening. So red stresses me out.
See,
so
but
does
that-
math. That's why it makes sense because it makes me angry. It's like the
Yeah.
little red character from Inside Out. That's me.
See, but that's
with
still
math.
a
I'm
personal
like,
preference. It's personally how you
But
reacted.
it is about personal preference.
But
That's why I think
one
we
would
disagree about
argue
it.
that I had the feeling
start
of wanting
fighting?
black because of
Okay,
like
should
a
we just
feeling.
settle this in a boxing ring? Like, should we just figure this out?
Well, my thing is like I just don't think that I think that anyone who is saying that they just had these feelings for no reason and there was no predisposed reason of why they're feeling that way and nothing in their life made them feel that way. It's just a feeling they had.
I guess you're not an empath, Scout. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
No, it's like a nature versus nurture argument. It's like naturally you think that you should have those feelings. I don't agree with that. I'm a big life has influence on you.
2 hours later.
Gosh.
Okay, so do we
You know?
have? I don't think we have. Okay, so it seems like math is a very big one. I would say I have conceded that I understand why you chose red. My thing is I just didn't like the color red, so I will not use it for anything.
I didn't like it, so that's why I gave it to math.
20 minutes later.
We've spent so long talking about this.
we can say that it does not matter.
Okay, so half of us think that math. What was math for you guys? Half
Blue.
of us think that math is blue. The other half think math is red. Who's wrong? Who's right? Tell me I'm right. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Can we do the hypothetical now?
Yeah.
Because this is stressing me out more than the color red.
If there was a box with all of the things in your life that you've ever lost,
Okay.
like in your entire life, what are you looking for first?
All the socks that I had growing up that somehow I only came up, like, I swear socks would get lost in the dryer. So yeah, I'll be looking for all of my old colorful socks that I only kept one of them. What?
What do we mean by lost?
Oh my God,
it's
you're
up
so
to
deep.
interpretation.
No, I think that if we're going to do like items,
Mhm.
I actually had a really cool Thanksgiving sweater that I was supposed to wear today, and I lost it, and I don't know where it is. Would have been great. No, I'm kidding. I think.
This romper, no. I was given a romper by my friend. Loved it. Wore it one day. I swear on my life that my sister took it from me. She swears that she didn't. For years and years, we've gone on this. She swears she didn't have it. She has it. So that romper, I want it back. If it was really lost, I'm gonna tag her in this. Okay.
It's probably gonna be like some old childhood like toy or something like that. Like I'm trying to think of something. I mean, I've kept like a lot of things from my childhood. There's one thing in my life that I feel terrible about losing, and it was a bracelet that my mom got me. It unclasped off of my hand, and I have no idea where it went. So like I would like to get that just because of the meaning to it. I don't know if I cared that much about like objects. I think that your answer is amazing because then I don't know, maybe you can figure out why and where it went.
Yeah.
And at your sister on it. I'm trying to think.
My old journals. Oh my God. Sometimes when I get really upset at myself or something that's going on, I get so upset that I throw away my journal because I was like a very angry child, I guess. I don't know. But I threw out some of my old journals and like I really wish I had them. So that's something. I love reading my old journals.
Oh, I would like. Okay, so before iPhones were a thing, I had flip phones and I had some pretty cool photos on them. And I have I probably had like 3 phones where I was taking photos like on a trip that I went to in 5th grade. There was one time where outside my house, a little baby bear was playing on my swing set and I took photos of it.
That is so
And who even
cute.
knows where that is? You know? So that's actually it because I remember having photos on my flip phones and I would love to get that back. If Stephen DeMarco and Tell Me Lies can keep one video recording on his flip phone from the early 2000s for 6 years onto his iPhone, I should be able to find those photos. That's all I'm saying.
Well, fair.
No one's seen
I
the
didn't
show,
lose
that's what
this,
you-
but I do wish that my mom kept all of her old clothes that she wore when I was my age, or she was my age. There we go.
Yeah, were they cool?
Yeah, also she was like 100 pounds, so maybe that wouldn't work. But I just think it's cool when people have like their parents like vintagey clothes, that come back around, and I just think it's cool. And also like I just think it's fun to wear something that you're kind of connected to someone in that way.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think. All my old Nancy Drew books, again, didn't lose them, gave them away, but I would read them right now. I had an obsession with Nancy Drew, so I would read them right now if I had them. No, I will not. I don't want anything to ruin it for me, so if the show is not, like, I just can't picture it being what I want it to be. I just can't picture it being what I want it to be. Plus, I don't want it to be for adults. Like, I want it to be the cute, nostalgic mysteries that I had.
What would you do since you asked the question?
Oh, okay. I feel like that wasn't entertaining. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have lost 2 phones in my life. Would like to have those back. If anything, just so I can, like, sock it to my mom for being so pissed at me for losing them. Even though that it's actually definitely my fault. She has every right to be upset. And then glasses. I've lost many a pair of glasses in my life.
I lost a pair of glasses in a river that I would like to get back, and I saw them go away. Yeah, like I was swimming in a river and they came off. Like my boyfriend decided it'd be funny. So we had this thing when we lived in Walla Walla. There was this really cool river, and we used to like bring our chairs and just sit in it. And he thought it'd be really funny to push me back in the chair into the water, and I had my glasses on my head. And I didn't even buy them. I found them. They were really cool, and I will never get them back. And I have no idea where they're from.
In reality, I feel like if I had a box of things that I had lost in my life and like looked in them, I really think that 99% of them would be all the socks, like the single
that's
socks
fair. Like
that
that's
like
a
the
thing.
dryer monster ate.
Yeah.
Like, because I swear I would put 2 pairs or like 2 socks, like a whole pair, into the washer and only one would come out. So that it would probably just be filled with socks, honestly.
No, I think that's
Okay. Scout, on this beautiful fall day, I would really like for you to tell me a story.
I thought that we would do a Thanksgiving themed Reddit story. That was actually really fun to look at because I feel like Thanksgiving is probably one of the most active days on Reddit because probably everyone is asking whether or not they were in the right of some sort of family argument.
I don't need to ask. I know I'm right.
Am I for refusing to cook a vegetarian Thanksgiving dinner?
Probably.
I, 31F, and my brother Mark, 35M, do not get along. When he was a teen, he saw a documentary on factory farming and decided to become a vegetarian. He got very, very annoying about it quickly, but my dad shut him down when he started trying to get the rest of us to be vegetarian with him. Then he went to college, made a bunch of very strange friends, and went militantly vegan. It's his entire personality. I stopped talking to him after he threw a fit about one of my birthday dinners being at a steakhouse and spammed my messages and social media with pictures of abused cows. Then he started dating Pam.
Pam, don't ruin Pam for me.
I'm Pam. Sorry. Who is some kind of vegan influencer. She is apparently moderately popular online, but I have no idea what she does exactly. I don't know if Mark was trying to impress her or what, but last Thanksgiving he insisted that mom cook at least a vegetarian meal or they wouldn't come on ethical grounds. My mom just wanted everyone to get along on her favorite holiday, so she agreed. It was not a fun meal. Okay, since I've read this and I've seen some of the edits, I want to clarify something because I think it's a little confusing. It's not the idea that it would be one dish would be vegetarian. It's that the entire meal has to be vegetarian. Like when he means like he's not going to come on ethical grounds, he means that he's not going to come if other people are partaking in meat eating. Okay. So I think that's important. It was not a fun meal. My mom is having health problems. I bought their house when they moved, so my mom asked me to host Thanksgiving, so it'd be like usual. I told everyone in the group chat, and Pam immediately started gushing about all the vegan replacement dishes she could give me to replace the traditional ones. I said to send me a main dish recipe they like, and I would give it a shot. But I'm making the traditional meal otherwise, and there should still be plenty of things they can eat. Mark and Pam have been arguing about this with me for days, and then Mark said that if I wouldn't make a meat-free meal, so like not one individual meal, like the entire meal is meat-free, they wouldn't come. This upset my mom, who asked me to just make what she made last year to keep the peace, but I told her that Mark needs to get over himself, and I'm not coddling him. I'm having turkey on Thanksgiving. My dad privately agrees with me, but Mark is threatening to not come, and it's upsetting my mom so much that he's worried it will impact her health. There's a not big but also zero chance that these might be some of the last family holidays we have with her. My mom thinks I'm putting turkey over my family, and I'm not so sure anymore. Am I the asshole?
Okay, so here's what I think. I am trying to see both sides. So I am not personally a vegetarian, I will say. But I do completely understand on ethical grounds why you would want to be a vegetarian, why you wouldn't want to eat meat. Completely respect that. Understand also wanting to have your own food for Thanksgiving. Like, that's fine. What I don't believe in is forcing other people to conform to your beliefs, even if you just disagree with them. I think you should allow them to have their own beliefs and eat their own food. I think unless it was a severe allergy, then you don't have grounds to say that everyone else should change because of your beliefs. If you feel morally uncomfortable coming to a meal that has meat, I think you should say, hey, we're going to host our own Thanksgiving on a different day, and this one will be meatless, this one will be vegan. So we can still celebrate with you guys, but we can't ethically or morally, we don't feel comfortable going to that meal, then that is fine. It's sad for the mom, but I think if you switch days and make it your own thing. But I also think if you are imposing such, like if you want it to be on Thanksgiving, you need it to be on Thanksgiving, and you want it to be the same dinner, it should not be on someone else to cook this whole meal to have your diet requirements or whatever. Like my cousin, it's very different. My cousin has celiac, but he even on holidays brings his own food so that he doesn't force everyone to cook this whole new thing just for him, you know?
No, very true.
And I think it's a little ridiculous to cause this much stress to your mom over it. Like, I think same thing with family who have different political beliefs or something. Like,
Yeah.
it can be tough, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I still think that you should be as respectful as you can be. And if you don't feel morally comfortable being around someone that disagrees with you and like some of your personal beliefs, then don't be. But it's not other people's responsibility to conform to your beliefs. So,
Yeah.
and I think if you want to educate them on why, like if they are open to it, then you need to educate them in a kind way. And I don't think you should say that you're somehow morally superior because you're doing something and they're not, you know? So I think I support becoming vegetarian if you want to be. I completely understand why. I also get people who only eat meat and eggs and stuff from their farm or from a local farm because it's much more ethical than like the big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they
I
could get a
yeah.
turkey from
Mhm.
a friend.
Yeah. Like I totally get that. But I also think that you just shouldn't impose that belief on others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are a couple of edits which I feel like kind of respond to some of the things that you were talking about. I mean, this is just so on par. I'm not trying to, but like this is funny. Mark and Pam can't host because they live in a van at the present. Which I feel like just makes total sense.
Actually fits really well. Okay.
So, on one hand, it would make it harder for them to cook the entire meal
Yeah.
themselves. Because I completely agree. Like, if you want to have a vegan meal,
Yeah.
go
Well,
for it. Cook
and-
it yourself. Host it yourself.
You know what? That's the
Do
other
it.
point. I even meant making a vegetarian meal, like, is not something that you should make other people do if they're also hosting and, like, you're coming to their
Yeah.
place for the meal. But vegan is really hard. And
No, it is
people
difficult.
who aren't vegan don't have, like, if you're vegan, I'm sure you practice cooking when like vegan recipes and stuff, but I'm not vegan, so me trying to cook a vegan recipe that would actually be good and taste good for the holiday and be that kind of comfort food,
Yeah.
that's going to be extremely difficult. That's like
Yeah. And then he also clarified that it's like literally like if anyone eats meat, they won't show up. He also works as a physician at an understaffed holiday, so doesn't have enough time to cook a massive meal for days on end. He's also not willing to have them in his kitchen, like cooking, because they'll get mad that he has meat in his fridge and like stuff like that. So I feel like that's kind of an issue. It's so
They're just
yeah.
causing
So
so
I
many
think this is funny.
issues.
It's that the time that would take them to come eat, socialize for a couple of hours, and leave is the maximum amount that I'm willing to have them in my home. Although it would be admittedly very interesting to watch them try to host a family Thanksgiving out of a van, which I also think
Yeah.
would be hilarious. And it's also like he is saying like it's very unlikely that his mom's going to die like soon, so it's not like, but like it is the idea that like you truly
it doesn't even matter
have
if they're
limited-
gonna die. I think of celebrities. I think of holidays as something where you dedicate time to spend time with the people you love. It doesn't matter to me. Like obviously, it makes it more important if someone's gonna pass away. But even if they're not, like you should be focused on spending time with each other. And I honestly think it's healthy for everyone. Like there's never gonna be someone who agrees with you morally completely in every aspect, or there's never. I guess it's better to say there's always going to be someone in your life that doesn't agree with everything you you believe morally.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to become comfortable being around people who, do disagree with you without, being so aggressive
No, very
towards
true.
them. And I also just think if you really morally, if you cannot come to the dinner and cannot watch people consume animal products, then that is your responsibility to take care of that and like have Thanksgiving on your own, even if it makes your mom sad or like the mom sad or
Well,
whatever.
I'm also just like, how are they like existing in the world? Like
No.
if they ethically cannot watch other people consume meat, wear
just-
animal clothes, like literally
Yeah.
like, do they have a car?
No, well, they live in a
Does
van.
their van have leather seats?
Yeah.
Are they sleeping on the literal back of a cow?
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. Like, there's literally no way. Like, that's why I think it's taking it way too far. Again, if this was a situation where OP was basically like, I'm not going to make anything for you and you can't come unless you eat meat, that'd be crazy. It's like the same thing. It's like switched.
Yeah.
And so, truly, like, basically, most of the things what people are saying, couple comments, basically everyone's like, you're not here.
No.
This is a funny comment. You're not putting turkey over family. Mark is putting tofurkey over family. I don't know. You've reasonably accommodated enough with a vegan option, which I think, is nice to begin with. Mark doesn't get to hold holidays hostage because of his own dietary choices. That's ridiculous. If Mark wants to pitch in, that's on him. I'm very sorry for your mom. She's the one that's suffering here. But she needs to realize that Mark is the one causing this family divide, and it isn't fair to everyone else to cater to his demands.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And also, you know what? Mark is his name, right? You know what? You can't expect everyone to just fall over and be pushovers. Like, the mom just wants everyone to be happy. Like, if I were you, I would just swallow your pride for an hour, go eat some vegan food, the vegan option. And, all you can do is express how you feel and why you wanted to become vegan. And it's up to people to use that information and apply it to their lives how they wish. So
someone also said, what are they supposed to do? Is everyone supposed to leave their leather shoes and belts at home? No whipped cream for pumpkin pie, no milk served. Like, truly, if you think about it, the vegan list option where no one can consume any animal products of any kind at Thanksgiving would be very, very difficult. It would honestly, if it's not your choice, be a very terrible meal.
Well,
if it is your choice, it's great. But
that's why I bring up my cousin too. I'm like, he has a serious allergy, and even he, it's not his choice, and he doesn't even require people to do it. Like, of course, we tried to cater to it, but it's so specific that it's hard for him, and he never makes anyone feel bad for it. He's amazing, and as well, it sucks for him that he has to deal with it. But I also think that he. I don't know. He takes it like a champ, and he still enjoys time because he thinks the holidays are important to enjoy time together.
So we do have 2 edits, and then we'll kind of get done. But the second edit actually, we get a nice little oh, this is what happened, or what they've decided. First edit, I felt really, really bad about. Basically, he was like, I might just work on Thanksgiving. He was like, I'm kind of over it. They can figure out their own. He was like, I would rather just be at the hospital eating turkey hospital food than dealing with this anymore. Literally, he said Mark and Pam can kick rocks. The second edit, problem mostly solved. Dad finally hit critical mass and told Mark that if he didn't get his ass here on Thanksgiving to support Mom unconditionally and without a single complaint or argument the entire time, he was disowning him and disinheriting him. And the next time he needed money or help, he could forget it. Honestly, I actually kind of love this because he's really, truly emotionally manipulating the crap out of his mom. I love when when you're in that specific relationship, when dads stand up for the mom like that, because truly the mom's incredibly sad. If he really truly cares more about that than his family, again, this would be completely different if they were saying you have to eat meat or you don't care about this family. It's the fact that he's trying to cause everyone else to do it.
Yeah.
I completely understand why vegans have chosen the stuff that they've done. And probably for Mark, I will say, he's like, this is about the world and about all, and I understand where he's coming from. But again, there's just a couple of things. Then, this is funny. So Mark is theoretically coming, is what he said. Unless he wants to be disinherited and disowned.
Okay, I agree with everything the dad said except for disowning, because I will say one thing I don't think that's good is empty threats, and I don't necessarily think this is worth disowning him over. I just think that you should have an honest conversation where you say sometimes you just have to sacrifice things because this is for your mom and she's done a lot for you.
But it feels like they probably already have. This has been going on for years.
That's a good point.
And honestly, I don't believe in empty threats either. The one thing that I will say though is if you're truly going to ruin some of the last family dinners that the mom probably has.
Yeah.
I would disown you. Truly. Or I would be incredibly upset with you for a very long time. It seems like the mom is has been incredibly understanding about all this. Last Thanksgiving, she made an entire vegan meals for them. She even accommodated. No, but I understand disowning is kind of difficult.
I just think disowning is a very, very big statement. It's a very big thing. And I think you can be upset with someone. You can even not talk to someone for years.
It does kind of feel like Mark asks for money a lot though.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what the dad's being like. He's like,
well, he
you
lives
live
in a van. Yeah.
And I'm, So,
well, that's the other thing. I mean, you are so willing to have other people bend their lives, to help you. Why can't you bend one little thing to help someone else?
Yeah. Because it's not like they're going to be able to host Thanksgiving,
literally compromise. Say if you can't eat the meat, you can't see people eating meat, have them have dinner first, come over for some games afterwards for a quick drink. I don't know, just find a compromise. Like, you're
Yeah.
an adult, I'm assuming. Like, don't throw a little toddler tantrum.
Mhm.
God,
Yeah.
I would freaking, Mark would piss me off.
Pam is not coming. I don't know if anyone cared. But Pam's not coming. Honestly, Pam can kick rocks.
Yeah.
That's actually my thing. Like, Pam has basically decided that this is more important than her significant other having a relationship with with his mom.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, yeah, Pam's not coming. Also, the recipes that Pam sent were ridiculous. So we worked out a deal with one of his nurses at work who is vegan, and she's going to make a couple of her favorite dishes ahead. So I can give it to him if he shows up. That's basically it.
That's nice.
But yeah, I think majority of people thought, not the. I think that honestly, Thanksgiving is about coming together with people and not trying to push yourself away from the people that you care about and the people and the things that you care about. And I think that Mark needs to get off his high horse and be grateful for the things around him.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is about being grateful. How about be grateful for the fact that you have opportunities, that you have the means to eat a vegan lifestyle. Like, that's more expensive. You have a whole family that wants to get together and wants you to be included, even though it makes it more difficult, causes them more stress, and they still want you to be included.
Yeah.
So how about being grateful for everything that you have and realizing that not everything can go your way? And I just think, think about the people who don't have all that on Thanksgiving, and just be grateful for what you do have.
Yeah, very true. I think what's so interesting is, I hope that everyone has a really great Thanksgiving, but it is funny that the holiday that's supposed to make us the most grateful and happy to be around people can also bring out the worst in us. And so maybe try not to this year. Like, if your brother says something stupid, just ignore it.
Let it roll off, Nothing pisses your family members off more when they go crazy and yell and you're just silent and you just say, okay.
That's true.
Nothing drives
True
my
that.
mom crazier.
Okay.
No, but what I will say is that, if you are not spending Thanksgiving with loved ones, or if your family's fighting a lot on Thanksgiving, like, just try to really visualize the things you are grateful for. Try to bring yourself out of that bubble and just, make it a good time. I could spend Thanksgiving pitying myself and being sorry, but I'm going to spend Thanksgiving being incredibly grateful and making some good food and just having a good time. So, I think every day is what you make it. So if you go into it being like you're going to have a good day and you're going to be grateful today, then that's what you're going to do. So don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, I think our title is actually a perfect way to go into Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Remember that you're doing your best. Your mom is doing her best. Your dad is doing your best. Your family's doing your best.
Yeah.
Your siblings are doing your best.
Anytime you get pissed off at a family, or anytime you have issues with a family member too, just remember that it's their first time living too. So anyway,
happy holidays. Have a really fun Thanksgiving. Remember that Black Friday is stupid.
And thanks
happy
for
holidays.
watching.
Have a
it,
super
doing our
fun
best.
Thanksgiving. Now I'm going to talk about things for another 25 minutes.
Thanks for watching Doing Our Best. See you next time. Please don't put that in.